Hello, welcome to dedoc and welcome to our virtual World Diabetes Day. Today is November 14th, the birthday of Sir Frederick Banting, who in 1921, more than 100 years ago, discovered insulin. It was a discovery that made him the youngest person ever to receive the Nobel Prize in Medicine, and a discovery that allowed people like you, like me, people with diabetes around the world to live. And this is why every day, on this day, on November 14th, on his birthday, we, people with diabetes, more than 500, 600 million around the world, celebrate World Diabetes Day. My name is Bastian Hauck. I am the founder of dedoc. We run, amongst many other things, the dedoc Voices program. It is the largest scholarship program of its kind in the world, where we bring people with lived experience, diabetes advocates from more than almost 100 countries, 80 to 100 countries now where we are active, to some of the world's largest scientific conferences, almost 400 alumni worldwide. And today you will meet some of them. You will meet them and discover how they and how other people with diabetes around the globe celebrate World Diabetes Day, what matters to them, and what they advocate for. The theme of World Diabetes Day this year and for the triangle is diabetes and well-being, and we will touch upon this throughout. In a recent global survey conducted by the International Diabetes Federation amongst people with diabetes, 3 in 4 people living with diabetes have experienced anxiety, depression, or other mental health conditions because of living with diabetes. 4 in 5 living with diabetes experience diabetes burnout. I myself can tell a bit about this. And 75% of people living with diabetes would like to receive more support, maybe peer support like we do at dedoc, but more support for their emotional and mental well-being from their healthcare providers, or maybe from you, from the community. We will be sharing the link to the IDF Global website with resources, with a toolkit on this campaign around diabetes and well-being, with toolkits, resources, videos, lots of videos of dedoc Voices, by the way. You can see it here in the comments. You can see it on our Facebook, on our YouTube, and on our website. Before we start with this year's virtual World Diabetes Day, a few thank yous. First of all, I would like to thank you for tuning in. I would like to thank the diabetes community in general, our dedoc Voices around the world who are probably currently tuning in from India and Pakistan, from all over Africa, from far away as Australia, from all over Europe and the US, of course. Wherever you are, thank you for joining. We are thrilled to be presenting to you today. We'd also like to thank our amazing speakers, especially for taking time out of this very busy day for all of them. They're all in this advocacy field. They're all part of the community, and they took time off to be here for you and with us today. So thank you for joining us. I'd also like to personally thank my amazing dedoc team who are making sure that everything here runs smoothly, who are running operations, both here in the studio, back there on social media, and some of them around the world supporting. They are the ones who make this happen. And last not least, I would like to thank the International Diabetes Federation and IDF Europe for their patronage for dedoc's World Diabetes Day, our virtual World Diabetes Day. And with that, I hand over to Professor Peter Schwarz. He is the president of IDF Global, and he will be sharing a few words of welcome. He is currently in India, so he has recorded this message earlier today. Peter Schwarz, president of IDF Global.
I'm Peter Schwarz, professor for prevention and care of diabetes, and I'm the president of the International Diabetes Federation. It's a great honor to me today to welcome all of you to the virtual World Diabetes Day. And I'm very glad that the partnership with dedoc for this virtual World Diabetes Day and the International Diabetes Federation now can take place, and I have the patronage of this virtual World Diabetes Day. As I said, it's an honor for me, but it is an honor to serve IDF, to serve the quality of diabetes care for people living with diabetes. And this is what this year's World Diabetes Day is about. For me, it means leveraging, increasing, putting energy into raising awareness to translate this into improving the quality of diabetes care for people living with diabetes worldwide. This is a challenge, but there's also a very big need. There is a lot what we know about diabetes, but there is a lot what we have to achieve to improve accessibility and availability of diabetes care. I'm traveling a lot around the world. I try to visit all the member organizations, and I always ask the question, what is your biggest unmet need? And this often comes addressing well-being, addressing behavior, addressing quality of life of people living with diabetes. And this is what this year's World Diabetes Day specifically is about, diabetes and well-being. 75% of people living with diabetes ask for help because 80% already have impact or have lived an impact on the quality of life. 80% already report about burnout due to diabetes. And this is something we should not accept. This is something we should change. Often we as healthcare professionals focus on diagnosing, pharmacotherapy, measuring outcome, and we forget often about quality of life and well-being of our people living with diabetes. And this is where I have my passion, my energy, and this is what I would like to change. Putting the need of the patient in the middle of the treatment, in the middle of all the approaches to deliver care, in the middle of our intervention to improve the quality of life and well-being for people living with diabetes. As president of the International Diabetes Federation, I will make this a priority. I will focus on educational activity. I will focus on strategies to raise awareness also for politicians and stakeholders. And I will focus on building a global community of diabetes teams. So learning from each other, translating positive role models into other countries, always driven by the goal, improving quality of care. So I'm proud to be here. I'm honored to be the patron of this year's virtual World Diabetes Day. And I'm wishing all of you a very good, very important, very active World Diabetes Day. I'm passionate about learning and hearing from you about your activities, about your steps forward. Let's not only talk, let's walk together to a better well-being for people living with diabetes. Thank you very much for your energy. Thank you for your commitment. Thank you for your actions.
And that was Peter Schwarz, Professor Peter Schwarz, President of the International Diabetes Federation, almost live from India. And while he is currently probably dining with some ministers, be sure he will be watching this later on when he gets to his hotel. As I said, he is constantly traveling. As he said, he's constantly traveling to meet people with diabetes across the world, to meet with IDF member organizations, or now with governmental officials in India. And if you're interested to learn more about the International Diabetes Federation, about their work, about his work, his travels, his conversations, you can follow him. Follow him on LinkedIn, for example, or even on WhatsApp, where he has set up an amazing group where he shares pictures, videos, impressions, his personal opinions, messages, and what he discovers to then bring into the work with the International Diabetes Federation.